Hey, welcome back to this mini lecture. My name is Dino. It's on looking back to the future of educational technology. It's a review of Mishra's article on that subject. The focus of the article and hence this presentation is to provide some context on why technology has not been sufficiently effective in teaching. What's a definition of educational technology? It is quoted in a systematic way of designing, carrying out, and evaluating the total process of learning and teaching in terms of specific objectives and employing a combination of human and technical resources to bring about more effective instruction. This is according to UNESCO, 1974. It's an oldie, but a goodie. So from this, you can tell that there's been a developing history. Now it's approaching 50 years in length. And some of the major characteristics from the UNESCO definition is that educational technology ideally is systematic. It involves the design, carrying out, and evaluating of learning and teaching. It is holistic and not unidirectional. From this, it includes both human and technical resources. Unfortunately, some people just think it's technical, which is not the case. And it is instruction focused. And again, the goal of UNESCO's definition is to strive for more effective instruction using technology, which sounds pretty prudent. I'm just calling this the technophile impulse. It's like the embrace of technology. From the Mishra article, there's a quote by Devereaux. Quote, "The introduction of the use of the talking picture into education may prove to be an event as epochal as the application of the principle of the wheel to transportation or the application of steam power to the industrial age." Again, this is by Devereaux. What do you think when you hear this? What do you think of the tone of that? And what do you think of the year? I would say the tone is hyperbolic. It seems like it's pretty into the idea of educational technology, specifically the talking picture, also known as film, friend. And the year of Devereaux's article is 1933. And from this hyperbole persists. Every time there's a new technology, the personal computer is going to revolutionize education. Oh, the VCR. Oh, radio. Oh, films. Oh, desktop computers, laptops, the internet, etc., etc., etc. And I'm sure you probably heard, just even if you're not paying attention, AI is going to revolutionize education. And here I'm going to talk about three persistent failures that Mishra discusses. Three main reasons for educational technology failure. First is, quote, using the newest technology such as cell phones or talking pictures in ways that are instructionally effective requires specific knowledge of how the technology can be used for pedagogical purposes. When you hear this, do you agree or disagree? And why is this knowledge of how to use this specific knowledge well not taught or shared? My thoughts are that there's ongoing, but yet at the same time, because of this, limited research. Because it's driven by technology such as cell phones or talking pictures, the research that deals with it has to respond, so there's a bit of a lag, which limits it. There's limited labor and training. For example, a provision of professional development that formerly would do this is not done as well or as often as it could be. And time. Give me time. The familiarity and facility with technology and within teaching, that takes time to be familiar with the technology and to actually use it and be facile with it with this technology and within teaching is really much more complicated than we like to think, and it takes a lot of time. Number two, friends. Use of new technology often faces resistance from educators who believe that they perhaps do more harm than good. So do you disagree with this? Why is there this resistance from educators? And finally, how do you overcome this resistance? Here's some thoughts on the last question, or the couple of questions in terms of disagreeing or agreeing, or why do these educators have this resistance? Some resistance includes inexperience with various technologies. Say when smartboard technology came in, I know a lot of teachers in the UK were pushing back because they're like, oh my god, they're coming so fast. How do you use these complicated pieces of technology? So this inexperience makes resistance. Again, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Limited time to learn about them and be familiar with them. That make it having a facile, good ability to use them in the classroom takes time. A limited budget, again, for professional development. And there can be an unwelcoming culture. So say if you're at a school where you're just the one lone wolf who wants to incorporate technology but no one else does, it can be a little bit off-putting. How do you overcome this resistance? Increased budgeting. This would be increased capital budget for the acquisition of technology, and operational budget, and that's more specifically for training. More professional development and budgeting time and actual financial budget for this. And finally, you want to have knowledgeable rhetoric and a welcoming culture on technology and its opportunities and limits. Because if the people who are providing this are not knowledgeable, or they don't sound knowledgeable to the staff, that's going to be really difficult to overcome. And you want to sort of, if you're an administrator or even a teacher who wants to have this, focus on creating this culture. And by doing this, you want to show the opportunities, but also show that they have limits. 3. Most innovations have focused inordinately on the technology rather than more fundamental issues of how to approach teaching subject matter with these technologies. Again, Mishra. Do you agree or disagree with this? And why do you think there is this focus problem, this over-focus on technology rather than teaching? A couple of ideas that I've had over my experience of studying, teaching, and working with technology is the complexity of fundamental issues of tech teaching. It is much simpler to give students laptops, give them tablets, versus teaching with these tablets and laptops in ways that help the students and makes your pedagogy a bit stronger. Also, there's this we have this very sort of visual culture where the optics and public relations ribbon cutting seems much more like sexy and much more endorsable by outside funding groups. For example, I worked at a great place, and they opened a computer lab when I worked there, and that is great. You can put that in the newsletter, put that in the website. Look, we opened this new lab. This is fantastic. It looks great. It's all shiny, scanners, printers, great big display monitors, etc., etc. Smart boards. However, that's sexy, but the professional development training, just regular old people learning how to use it, it is less sexy. It doesn't look quite as good as having the flashy new object. So I think there's going to be an overemphasis on the technology, less about the training. Final takeaways and questions from all of this. The takeaway is educational technology has a rapidly emerging history, and I can only imagine that AI will, in some way, there'll be pushes to have it be adopted into technology and educational technology. There's this hyperbolic embrace of educational technology persists. Please be on the lookout for whatever the next new technology comes in. It's going to be used in the classroom. It's going to revolutionize education. There are multiple overlapping educational technology failures which plague its use. This includes insufficient specific knowledge of this resistance from educators in schools and post-secondary institutions, and a inordinate focus on the technology as opposed to the teaching. Finally, from all of this, and sort of push back and to merge all three of Mishra's major ed tech failures into one tidy question. Pretend you're a new teacher at a place, or an older teacher going into a place that's resistant to technology. How do teachers and administrators, and just those who are stakeholders who love education, how do you implement educational technology in a knowledgeable manner? How is that done? How do you do it in a way that other educators embrace, so you're not disenfranchising them and making them scared of this technology or pushing them to do stuff they don't want to do? And how do you focus on teaching subject matter rather than just, hey, well, we're just going to acquire this technology? That is Looking Back to the Future of EdTech by Mishra. My name is Dino. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like this video. Please feel free to comment. What do you think about the history of educational technology, its future as it's sort of shown in its connection to the past as per Mishra? What types of educational technology do you like? Which ones do you find that you don't like so much? How are we going to be implementing AI in classrooms when that push event eventually comes? How do you deal with the next type of educational technology push? And then ultimately, how do you as an educator implement educational technologies in ways that are knowledgeable and useful and are complementary to your pedagogy and make ultimately a better learning experience for your students? Please feel free to comment on any of those issues, and please feel free to subscribe to this channel if you like this type of content. As always, thanks for watching. Take care. My name is Dino. Hope to see you again soon.